Today is June 30th. Hi Barbara, this is I am going to show you a demo of super bars in the simulation. I spent most of yesterday and part of today actually building these super bars, and it has actually opened up a couple of great ideas, and I always wanted to build it, and but it worked out pretty well, and now it works. The super bars works in there, and it was quite tricky. Only thing is I do not provide super bars or fib bands, because these are all kind of proprietary tools as part of the simulation tools. But what I plan to do is to provide these super bars and fib bands for the people who already have licenses, like you have license. So because of that, I can provide a simulation for it if I have already built it. So it's part of it right now. So but if somebody doesn't have it, let's say super bars, and I won't provide them a simulation of a super bars just because they have a simulation software. But anyway, let me go ahead and start showing you first how it works. So first, what we do is we actually going to go ahead and open up a chart. Let me go ahead and open up a. We're going to do this. Let me do a little bit bigger so that way we can see it much clearer. This is the 5 minutes of ES, but let me convert it to 1220 tick chart. And then the first thing what we do in when we building up a chart is we need to remove these price bars, so make them invisible from the style. So once you make them invisible, it's like a clean slate, and now we have this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and first let me demo the simulation itself, and then we will add super bars and maybe a couple of indicators, and that way you can see it how it works. So first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add this one comes with it. This is the so it's called a ChartSim chart version 1. It's actually build 2, so we're just going to add a build 2 to it, and then once you add that to the screen, what we will see is we'll start seeing the simulation of it right off the bat. So here you could control it, and let me actually quickly go and change a couple of things so that way we know what we're talking about. Let's say suppose here you could say, well, one is for the regular bar charts. If you're using the, let's say, super bars, then we're going to turn this off, basically put a 0 there. And then there's a bar time interval, which I'll explain to you a little bit. It's a 1000. These are 1000 milliseconds. That's actually a 1 second delay, so you're expecting 1 second delay type of thing. And right now we're going to simulate 150 bars, but let's say suppose if I just type in 200 of them, and then we're also going to make it like this is okay. I guess thickness and all these, it doesn't matter at this point, but let's just go ahead and actually see this how it works. I'm just going to close it here. Okay, so now we are actually simulating about 200 bars of the data. So here what we can do is now it's plotting almost 1 second delay between the bars. Actually it's not even 1 second, it's 1 second, and then we have another speed. That means it's a 1/5 of a second, because here you can even control that 1 second into 10 levels. So here is the default is 5, that means it's 1/5, but if you wanted it really fast you could put 10, but if you want it a little bit slower we could put it to 1, and then we can just play it. So now you probably will see it's actually, this is a true 1 second delay between each bar. So now you could actually stop it and then say, well, I wanted to play bar by bar type of thing, or you could also, so that's basically jumps to the different bars kind of thing. And then we could also say, well, we wanted it to play wherever we left off, or we could stop it and then we could go backwards to like that, right? And then you could jump 5 bars to the front like that. 5 bars you can jump it, and you can also jump 5 bars to the back too. So now let's just go ahead and add one more indicator. Let's say, and this is the proprietary, but let's say if I were to say simprop, we're going to add actually let's just start adding first just the MA. Okay, so when we add indicators, of course, we need to add it from the beginning. We can't add it in the middle because once you answer, you can stop and all do all this in the middle, but adding it right now, because we need to actually start it from the beginning. So here it starts it, and then we could actually either issue a control R for the refresh, so it starts from beginning and then it starts painting it. So let me show you how this one works. Okay, there. So now what we have is that we have I believe this is a 21 period moving average. You can take a look at it. This is about 21 period moving average. So here it starts playing it, and then we could play forward, and you could also see we will be able to remove the moving average when you're going backwards too. So that's where you can actually simulate this, right? So now let's go ahead and add I'm just going to type in here. Let's say let's say suppose if you were to add sim prop, let's say fib bands. So the proprietary indicator, I call it prop, so that way I don't accidentally distribute them. It's called a fib bands. So now since we add it here, we are also going to do the same thing. Now since we added in the middle, we could just add it to that, and then it starts playing it from the beginning. So we are playing about 200 bars at this point. So now what you're seeing is you're actually seeing the Fibonacci bands also being simulated along with the price bars. Okay, and you could change these colors and all that type of thing too if you want to, but so now let's go ahead and add there's one indicator. Let's suppose if you wanted to add, I'll just show you one sim. This is part of it. It's called a CCI. I don't use CCI, but let's say suppose if you were to do a subgraph based indicator called CCI, and then so now let's go ahead and do the same thing. Well, let's just actually start from beginning. So you could add all of them one time and then just run it. I'm just showing you one at a time so that way you can see it how it's done. Oops, I think it maybe not set. Yes, there. So there is your CCI, and so if you wanted to delete this CCI, let's say suppose if you pause it, and then we can also go backwards, so then the CCI and the subgraph also gets deleted, type of thing, right? So we could play this until the end, and you could go backwards and forwards as many times as you want. Then you could also move, change the chart if you think that it's like a, so that way you will be able to see this by just using the background dragging type of thing. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and add our super bars. So that's again proprietary. So what we'll do is we'll just say sim prop super bars. Okay, so we're just going to add it. Since we're going to add it in the middle, we're just going to start from beginning, but before that I told you that we're just going to turn off the actual charting itself, because we don't want this actual chart to display on the super bars. So let's just go into this and then say, well, I don't want this thing to see it, so we'll just turn it to 0. Yes, and then actually let's just do a couple of things here. I should have done this first. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to start the chart, and then let's say suppose if you want CCI, we can also do the MA. Let's say if you were to do the fib bands, and then now turn on the super bars itself. Okay. So now we should be only seeing the super bars plus of course a couple of other indicators what we have added to the chart. So now what we are seeing is this is the super bars itself. Of course, you can control again, as I said, you can control all the colors and the sizes and that type of stuff. So here it's actually plotting the super bars itself. So let me actually just take a tiny bit of this. Here we're just going to make sure that's too thick. Let's say suppose if I were to set it back. Yeah, I just built it, so that's the reason. I think, yeah, you can still see it. Okay, cool. So now what we have is we have a super bars which is building up on the chart. And this is on a 1220 tick chart too, so you can see that 1220 up there. Then again, you could go backwards on the superbars also, and try to delete it. I would be a bit slow on actually deleting it. I won't press too many times, because remember, there is a delay it needs to catch before it deletes it. So that's the reason I'll be careful in actually pressing the delete button. But then you could also jump 5 bars to the front like that, and then you can also pick up wherever you left off. Oops, I think it may be in a pause mode. Let's see. I'll just say play. Fantastic. So that's it. That's the superbars at this point, the implementation of it. Hope you like it, and I guess I will send you this email and the details of it too. All right. Thank you.